Hey everybody, welcome back to the series. I'm the S-Man. This is Itchy with his flat head. And what we're doing is showing you what we ended up with in that last video. We ended up with a couple of dillies here, and we ended up taming that Sarco. We have 2 trikes. We could have had 4, but we didn't get the babies, and we should have, because this is about making kibble now. Now we're getting serious, okay? And no more messing around. We got 2 turtles. They're good for regular eggs. So we're going to start explaining kibble and stuff and going through that process. And I just realized I can make regular kibble right now, which is better than simple kibble. So I like to kind of get the tames that I need to at least go from regular to exceptional. And then we'll get some Rexes and things like that. And we can get to extraordinary kibble. Okay. But Superior Kibble, now we already, we could have Superior Kibble tames most things. And the great thing about Superior Kibble, hold on, and I wasn't even thinking about it. I'm thinking, oh, we got to go get, all these other like RGs and stuff, and which we do have to do. But you see this guy right here? We have a female Mosschops. And believe it or not, if we get a couple of Mosschops, you can make Superior Kibble with them. And with Superior Kibble, we can tame a lot of things. And the bigger, better things too, like the Dinosuchus and stuff like that. There is anything almost except for some really big things like a T-Rex and stuff like that. But once we get Rexes, then we can pretty much tame anything on the island except for, I think, 2 things like Uties and, you need extraordinary kibble, I think, for those 2. But yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go get Mosschops. And I did put some stuff in the cooker already. I'm not cooking anything yet. But, and of course we have all our girls here, girls and boys, and we got our garden growing. Now in the cooker, I got some basic eggs. All right, I got dodo eggs in here. I got some turtle eggs, some trike eggs now. Those are good for regular kibble. All right. We do got Dilophosaur and raptor eggs. So we're good for all the smaller kibbles, but like I said, we're going for at least, so we're going to need to get some prime meat, all right, and a superior dinosaur eggs. We're also going to need bread mushrooms. We got plenty of those already. But the superior kibble is what I'm going for, and that's what we need a Mosschops for. We can use their eggs. All right, now we have a female, and the best way to do it without, because Mosschops will ask you for all kinds of weird stuff. They want prime cooked fish meat, and, you never know what they're going to ask you for. So what I'm going to do is, let me just put fertilizer in. We're pretty good. Our plants are doing great. We've got probably lots of harvesting to do here. Yeah, we got, look, 63 rock carrots. We're cranking in here. But, oh yeah, we're ready for kibble. If we do get more Mosschops, the easiest way to tame these guys right here, or to get some, at least, I made sure I made up some cryopods because we had a lot of organic polymer from that bird. So I made a run so we have plenty of cryopods because we definitely needed those. And to do that, all you got to do is run to one of those over there. See that obelisk? You go in there and you got the right ingredients. You do need polymer for that, organic polymer, and you can make some cryopods. But what we're going to do with the Mosschops is, since I don't have a lot of cooked meat jerky and stuff ready yet, I'm just starting that now. I have stuff in the cooking pot, as you can see. Right, I put some prime meat or some fish meat in there. I want to cook up some of this, and I want to cook up some meat because we're going to need cooked meat for some of these kibble recipes. But like I said, if we just get to superior kibble, we can bypass all the other kibbles, the regular, the basic, and the simple kibble, because we could just tame everything with superior kibble, and it's even better. So, and that'll raise the stats on our dinos, and we'll be able to tame most of the things that we want to tame at the moment. I'd like to get some more eggs too, but like I said, Mosschops, if we can't come up with the ingredients to tame them, because we don't have them yet, and they ask for something that we don't have, we can always look for a Mosschop with babies, wipe out the parent, and we'll claim the babies, and we'll cryopod them up, and we'll start ourselves a nice little kibble farm for Superior Kibble, which will be nice and easy. And that's the way we're going to do that, I think. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Oh, yeah. What do you think? Yeah, let's go get some Mosschops. I like it. That's a plan. I think I'm going to jump on Willie. That'll be the easiest way to do this. And we'll go look for some Mosschops. I should pick up that poop, but I'll get it later. We got so much fertilizer right now. So things are starting to come along. We're starting to get... It's an easy way to start a Superior Kibble Farm, like I said, and I forgot all about it. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, and then I remembered when I saw Hector in there, I was like, oh, wait a minute, we can just get Mosschops. What am I trying to kill myself for over and over? When they're running all over the place. And we'll just look for some babies. And if we can get some males, there are some females with babies, especially, that would be a good thing. Really? Already? You know? These Pegomasters drive me nuts. Are you girl, boy? What are you? Hey, stop walking. See, he wants giant bee honey. I don't have it at the moment. Okay? And that's what I mean. Now, if I saw babies here right now, guess what would happen? This Mosschops would be toast. But if I had giant bee honey, I could tame them up. Alright? So, we're going to keep looking. Another Pegom. We got dillies down here. So we're going to fly around. We're going to find ourselves some Mosschops. And they're usually walking around in the open areas on the beach and stuff. I don't see too many down this way by the swamp. But we'll take a fly down here anyway. Because I do believe that's going to be... yeah, I got all excited when I remembered that. I was like, you know what? Why am I doing all this crazy stuff when it'd be real easy to just grab another Mosschops and start getting some eggs for Superior Kibble? Because I tell you, when we run into those big Deinosuchus here in the swamp, where we were just there the other day, and there was 2 or 3 all around us. You run up to them with one. You got Superior Kibble, and you don't have a problem taming them at all. It'll also tame RGs up real fast, Pteranodons. I mean, just about anything that we want. Actually, Pteranodon eggs are good for regular kibble also, and that's their preferred food, I guess. I'm going to look into a kibble list and see what tames take what, but basically once you hit extraordinary, almost everything that you want in the beginning, especially to start really advancing in the game, you're going to take care of that with some bigger tames with that. And then, you know, once you want to go to like T-Rexes and stuff, you have to go one up with some Rex eggs and stuff. Dodo eggs are great for basic kibble. They're just basic eggs. Regular eggs, we already got turtles and stuff. For that, Trikes, turtles, you know. We're gonna need some Mosschops, so that's the easiest way to do that. So let's look around. I've been seeing them everywhere, and I could have started that a long time ago, and just, you know, you're doing so many other things in the beginning, just trying to get yourself started. And really, that's one thing. When I got the Mosschops, I should have put 2 and 2 together right away and just grabbed a couple of them, because they were everywhere. We're wiping them out for meat. Stupid me. Like I said, I'm not the best art player. But you get to learn from my mistakes, and you get to have a laugh at how awful I am at playing this game. But eventually you will learn, because I definitely learned from my mistakes. So if you watch my blunders, you'll learn what not to do, if anything. And I like that fun anyway, I don't care. I'm not claiming to be the best art player. I'm just here to entertain myself and hopefully entertain you a little bit at the same time. So let's find a Mosschops. And we have a female, so we need a boy. At least one. You know, it'd be great if we could get a bunch more girls and then one boy. We got trikes. We don't need any more you. I don't see any Mosschops here, so we'll fly over here and check out by our beaver. I know there's a Mosschops over here and up this river. Actually, we have one in here, and let's see, because I really don't do much with him or her, and I'm not sure which he or she is, so we already got one over here. You boy. Gah, we got another girl, though. Roxy here. That's good, though, because the more Mosschop girls we have, like I said, the more eggs we have. So what we're going to do with her is we're taking her with us. We really don't need her over here to get berries or anything for us because we have our trike. So that's a beautiful thing. We got one down right here. Another female, but we still need a male if we want to get eggs. Okay, we got another beaver in here too. Okay, so we got two females. We need a male Mosschops. And what's nice about the males, when you find the males in this game, what I'm finding out is most of the males are the ones that are watching the babies. Okay, they're not deadbeat dads in this game. The males are the ones that watch the babies and protect them. So if you see a dino with babies, chances are it's a male. So if we can find a Mosschop with a baby or two, that's exactly what we need. We'll take care of the parent, we'll claim the two babies, and hopefully there's a male in the babies. Or we'll tame him if we can, if we have the right food. So it's just a matter of looking around. I hear raptors down here. I could get another raptor too for regular kibble, but I'd want to check first and see which one I have. See how that little base is starting to expand a little at a time. We're getting more tames. Pretty soon I'll have to put buildings up, and and it goes on and on and on. No Mosschops over here? Let's see, iguanodons. We could make kibble out of their eggs. I think that would be regular kibble too. Maybe basic. There's a raptor. But the only one. You know they travel in packs, so to see one is usually on your hand. I thought so. There's more than one. Beating up on the turtles. It's okay. I'm not gonna mess with raptors right now. We're on a mission for Mosschops. Okay. We got a Baronex down here. They can make some pretty good kibble with those too. I think that is, we could use his eggs, or her eggs, boy or girl. I'd like to see one of these guys with babies. I haven't seen a berry baby yet. That would be cool. Now, they won't make it that easy. You gonna reach us up here? Whoa, maybe. Maybe. Huh. You climbed right up on that rock. I was gonna see what level you were, actually. Can you get up on this one? I don't think so. I'm gonna try, though. Probably not. I believe she honed in on me like that. I just wanted to see for a second. Oh man, my scope. I'm gonna have to go in my settings. My scope isn't showing me what they are. So I don't know what level that is. I don't even know if it's a boy or a girl. Once I get close. That's risky. Took her off. Wait, wait, wait. Oh, that's a bird. I thought that was a baby for a minute. That's okay. All right. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. We can always come back. Mosschops. 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 Can't believe I don't see any here. Sure, before I was looking for pigs with Fioma. Not to be found now. I can find everything except what I'm looking for. It's like the game knows. The mind wobbles when you think about it, doesn't it? Spooky. Oh, come on. There's got to be an old Mosschops lunking around somewhere. Okay, we're getting towards the swamp here. Okay, we'll go over here. With as many as I've been seeing, I thought for sure this was going to be a nice, easy episode. We're going to go out. We're going to grab a couple of Mosschops, at least one. And I have been seeing them with babies too. Man, when I think about it, as many as I wiped out just taking their meat and their hide. I'd have a whole kibble farm going by now. That's okay. Need something to do, right? Keeps us busy. Keeps us young. Gotta get our exercise. These guys. They kibble out of you. Yeah, get out of here. Yeah, we have a Mosschops. Of course, he's gonna be right around where all the birds are. We have 2 Mosschops. Now we either have to be able to tame them easy or we gotta get them. What do you want? Rare flower, and I didn't bring any rare flowers. How about you? I can't read it. You're walking. There's a Major berry. Do I have any Majors? I do. No. Major berries. Nice. I don't know if you're... That's another female. See, we're going to collect some. We'll have a bunch of females. We'll get 1 male, and we'll have eggs for Superior Kibble. Now, this one that wanted a rare flower. Are you a female, too? I don't know, but you want rare flowers. I don't have any rare flowers on me. I did, and I put them away. I didn't want to eat one by accident, but that's okay. If I can find one with babies, we'll definitely claim one. But at least we got another female. That's 3. That's not a bad start. Okay, let's look around more. See, instead of sitting there trying to find all kinds of stuff, I'll just look for separate Mosschops and ones that are easy to grab. Like that one there. Because they're around. Sometimes those iguanodons look menacing. Here's another one. Let's see what you were asking for. Rare mushroom. I should have brought my rare mushrooms. I don't have any on me. See, I shouldn't have dumped before I came out looking, because I was planning on just grabbing the ones with babies, but we could be taming some of these guys up too. How close are we to a swamp? I mean, we could get one. We could get some rare mushrooms if we could find the right trees over here in the swamp and come back. If we want to risk it. Stopping to grab a couple with a pickaxe can be pretty hazardous, you know that. We got turtles here. Back over by our base again. We got a beaver. I'm really surprised I didn't see any. What do you got here? Running everywhere. So we need a male. You know, we're pretty close to our base. I may run to the base and grab. They usually want prime fish meat, cooked prime fish. They want rare flowers. They take rare mushrooms. I'm not seeing any with babies. Which I figured would be the easiest way, you know. They're always around my base. Okay. So I can put some of those, which I should have before I come out, because I know they take those, you know. And like I said, you're going to fly around, you're going to be like, oh yeah, that'll be easy. And then you figure you can feed them some tinno berries or something, and next thing you know, they're asking you for rare flowers or rare mushrooms or cooked prime fish meat. You never know what they want. Now, there's a lot of Mosschops around here too. Let's check here. And it's easy now too, because I could just cryopod them up. That's why I wanted to get the cryopods made, because take a stand break here. Not that I don't think we need it, but just in case. I want to get rid of some of this fog so I can actually see. That's better. Nothing like not being able to see where you're going. So I do have to plan my trips better when we're coming out, because like I said, I knew that these Mosschops would need this stuff. But I also thought, well, we're going to see a bunch of them, and I've been seeing babies running around left and right. And we'll just, you know, wipe out the mom or dad and end up with a couple of babies, but that's not happening, so. I very rarely see them down here, or see pigs and beavers and stuff. And of course snakes and everything else. Not going to really see them in the swamp. They're too scaredy cats to be in the swamp most of the time. We find them walking on the beach, so we're going back towards our base, because we always see them over here. They tend to like this quiet area. I think that's the same guy we already saw, but what did you want? Oh, Major Berry. There you go. That must be a different one. Now we got this guy. And it's another female. That's 4 females. Boy, we need a male. Where are all the males? That's alright. I'm happy with that. The more females, the more eggs. Sooner or later, I'm going to run into a boy. And when we do, we're going to have eggs. And once we get those Mosschop eggs, we are in business for Superior Kibble. So we need a boy. Now, I just may stop at the base, grab some rare flowers, some rare mushrooms, and we'll keep trekking around here. Look at all these guys. And I gotta keep my eye, because I probably got dilly eggs over here by now too, right? Oh, well, that right there. I went away too long, and I'm gonna end up in trouble if I don't stop some of this breeding. Alright, that's what happened here. We had a dilly egg come out, and I wasn't here, and I got more Dilophosaurs, but they're high levels, and they're good protectors and more egg layers. Yeah. Okay, that's the mom there. So we only ended up, no, we did end up with 2, huh? Yeah, there's another one underneath you I gotta claim, I think. I only claimed one. I think there's two. 113. Here, you're all stuck together here. Alright, let's see here. Oh boy, let's shut all the breeding off here. I'm gonna disable mating. Disable mating. Why do we have... There's the other one. And we don't want any mating going on at all. Nope. No more of that stuff. Alright, so now we ended up with a couple of dillies. We're gonna have to feed you something, huh? I guess. 32, I only got 32 meat on me. I'm gonna have to split a little bit up here for a minute. Yeah, you don't want to come home and find 100 of these or 100 of anything. I've done it in the other one, in my other game, before everything went haywire. I'll level these guys up later. It's the babies I want to make sure have meat here. Well, the new guys. Where's that third one? I guess that's you. Yeah, you need some food. Alright. And we'll come back and take care of you guys later. What I don't want is everybody to follow me. What's up, Sax? You have got a big snoot. Alright. Let's go inside. Grab ourselves some rare flowers. Everybody should be staying put, hopefully. Where did I put those rare flowers? I probably put them in this. Or in the smithy. They're probably in the smithy. They're not in the smithy. Where did I put the rare flowers? Maybe in the preserving bin? It's the only other place I could think. Oh, come on, I had rare flowers. I know I had rare flowers. I didn't put them in here. And I didn't put them in any of these. I didn't put them in the cooker, did I? No. If anything, they're in the and not in weapons, they're not in saddles, they're not in building materials. I'm trying to keep everything on the up and up here. So they're either, here's rare mushrooms. Those they will use, and they might be in the smithy down on the other raft. Let me come over here for a minute. Why is our fire off? We should have, I thought I didn't put this on. Where's what happened? I was cooking this meat to get that started. Let me get this started here. Yeah, we definitely want this going. Because there's meat in here, and we can get prime fish meat if they want it, but you gotta cook it. We got our rare mushrooms. We need rare flowers. And we'll have cooked fish meat. They ask for that sometimes, and we can cook some regular meat. Then we can make some jerky too. Alright, let's check the other rat. I think they're in the... over here. I know that I have rare flowers. I must have put them in a smithy. More mushrooms. Before they go bad, maybe we could use them. They're not in this smithy. Yeah, they are. Okay. So we have rare flowers here. And the one thing we do not want to do is grab one of them suckers and eat it. I got more trikes. I don't see any more Mosschops. But we're gonna see. Oh, wait a minute. Can't pass you up. One swipe with the sword takes care of these guys. Can always use some more kiting. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can find any Mosschops. Now we got pretty much all the ingredients, except for cooked meat. Now they'll ask me for that. They'll ask me for whatever, I don't have. But at least we have mushrooms and we got some rare flowers now. So we could probably go back to where we were and find. Boy, we really need to get a boy though. Keep running into these females, which is good. But we're still going to need a male. Don't go too fast and miss any of them. Willie can fly pretty quick and bypass stuff because I fly right over it. Okay, we're going back down this way. I shouldn't really have to be in a hurry. Now, there was one up here that wanted, not the one that wanted rare flowers, I don't think. I think he wanted mushrooms, the one that was here. Then we ended up with the one that wanted tinno berries, and that's the one we grabbed. So, he's around somewhere. Maybe over here. Pretty sure he wanted mushrooms. But I don't see him on this side. So what do we have to? Four females? That's a real good start for eggs. 4 females, for all of them lay an egg at once. There's a 4 superior kibble we can make right there. That's enough to tame up 4 Deinosuchus or whatever we want. They usually take 1 superior kibble, what I was running into before, though, at least the levels I was taming, which were in the 80s and 100. So, you can make 4 of those and bring it with you on a taming journey. You can do some pretty good taming. What was that? Okay. Let's go and see if we can find this, the one that we had, that wanted rare flowers. I think it was over here, right? Any walking around? Over there? No? Oh, give me a boy so we can make eggs. Because they're definitely not going to lay eggs. And we can get an oviraptor, and then they'll really be producing eggs. Well, they'll make eggs anyway, the females, but very rare without a boy. I think they do lay eggs here and there, though, right? But we want them to produce. Raptor. Oi. I almost went down to say hi. I was like, wait a minute. Troodons, we're going to stay away from you guys. There's another berry. No wonder there's no Mosschops. There's a lot of carnivores around here. Mosschops do. Oh. And we got a therosaur here. This would be a good place to put one of those taming platforms that I've been using. It's a pretty trike. No Mosschops, huh? Let's see him. Down there's a swamp. I don't have any of that stuff on me, do I? Maybe I'll learn to bring that too. Could have put a taming platform down here while I was here. What was that? That's just a parasaur. Okay, let's try over here. Up and over. We'll try the next beach over. Want to be in the swamp. Got a drop. Should we get this drop? Looks safe enough. Of course, it always looks like that. Yeah, we got some cooked meat here. And feeding bin. We could use that. Okay. The bench, feeding bin, a couple things. Not bad. The drops are really worth checking out if you get a chance and you can get to them. I bet you we can find a Mosschops over here now because it's kind of peaceful. They really don't like drama. And a couple compies and stuff. But for the most part, this area is fairly quiet. Except for these nuisance birds. Back by our base. They're always over here. Man, when I think about how many I just slaughtered for their hide, makes me mad at myself, but that's okay. There's always more. And I know there's one over here. We just gotta find him again. We can always pick up that Oviraptor too. Pretty soon pretty soon we will be going for an RG. Are you the rare flower one or the rare mushroom one? Prime fish meat, what did I say? It's gonna be something I don't have on me at the moment. Hey. You know what though? That's what this guy's for. And there's piranha in here though. Get out of there. Now, come here, you. I need a spear, because that piranha's just gonna... If I can get him in close... There he is. Come here, you. Get him. Yeah. Make it prime. Bring it back. So the good thing about him is when he goes and he gets a fish and he brings it back. What a good bird. You're getting better. This will be prime meat now. See that prime? He added 10 raw prime. So, and this bird. All right. Come on. Good job, buddy. And you even took care of that other bird that was going to attack us. Now, where's that Mosschops? Let's go find... Oh, he's right here. Excuse me, you wanted prime, right? You wanted prime fish? Yeah. And that's it. Oh, and it's another girl. It figures. But, boy, we're going to have lots of Mosschops eggs. This is awesome. Having a good day. It's the last one we had. Alright. Now, that's plenty of girls. What do we got? 1, 2, 3 here. Do I have any on here? 4. And we got 1 at home, so that's 5 girls. That's plenty to start a kibble farm. An egg farm. We need now we need a male. We've got to find a male. Absolutely have to have a male Mosschops here. We need to find one walking around with babies, because that's going to be the male. Another baryonyx. Or is that the same one as before? There's two of them. Oh, I love these guys too. I'm going to get one of you. Yes. Tapejara. Gotta love those things. They're awesome. Come on, we need a male Mosschops. We got a Gigaraptor over here. A Gigantoraptor. Another thing you need some big eggs for. If you want to tame them. Which we will do in this series. As soon as we start getting some of these eggs done, you know, we get our kibble farm going. Then it's a matter of building a bigger base and having fun with some of these big tames, going out and taming some of this stuff. Gonna need some bees too. I gotta get a beehive. That's a little bit harder trying to find a bees. I think I remember where I got them last time. Hopefully they're still there. Come on, a male Mosschops. That's all I want. Let's take a break for a second. Man, it's Compy City over there. Look at that. Iguanodon. Where are we at? And Mosschops will be in. Let's fly over this way, I guess. It's getting hot. I don't need to, my health's going down here. Be over here is too hot and end up cooking. Yeah, I'm starting to lose health here. I gotta get out of this leather. Can I hover here? Will this help? Put my cloth armor on. Usually helps a little. That leather's a little too hot. Nope, it's not doing it. Uh-oh. We gotta get out of here. Why is there such a heat wave? There we go. Oh, no. We're going the wrong way. Here we go. I guess we're in the hot zone. Come over here where it cools down a little. Let our health go back up for a minute. Yeah, I was starting to lose health when I checked over there. I was like, that ain't good. I don't need to be croaking out here. Especially with all these tames on me. Let's get our health back up a little. Let's not eat those because we're still looking for Mosschops to tame, maybe. There we go, our health's building right back up. Alright. We need a male. Nothing's changed. Except we had to take a break for a minute so we don't end up croaking. Now we could tame a Bronto for some big eggs. You got any eggs around here? I mean, I'll use them, whether I've tamed you or not. These things will chase you down, though. Gotta grab them and run, that's all. Safest place to do that is Herbivore Island. You go over there, you grab a Bronto egg, he's not coming to get you, you fly away off the island, you know. You stay on the island, he'll chase you around till he finds you. I need a Mosschops. We're covering ground. Not seeing any over here. And now we're getting out of Mosschops territory. Maybe? I don't know. Not seeing any. Trikes. Turtles. Another Bronto. And then we start getting into the swampy area. I got a raft stuck over there in a couple episodes. It was a great place to tame, though. Good place to put a platform. Lots of snakes and stuff, though, in the swamp. Alright, we're gonna go this way. We'll hit some grassy areas. Might be able to find somebody running around. We've been sticking to the beaches because you see them a lot there, but they're in the grassy areas, too. They like their berries. I don't. A little too thick in here. Back out in the open when we do better. Now come on. Not seeing much of anything, let alone Mosschops. What's this? It's just a green bush. I thought it was a dark green one. Okay. Quiet down here. That's why. Raptors. Chances are we're not going to find a Mosschops over here because they already hunted it down. Get away from there. There's a lot of trike babies here. Probably run up here somewhere away from those raptors. Knowing them, they will get far away. And I think this is where we saw that other one. Anyway, wasn't it over here? I feel like I'm flying way too fast, but I can't slow Willie down anymore. I'm just cruising like this. If I speed him up, he's definitely capable of bypassing one, because I won't notice the damn thing. Nothing down here, really? Turtle? I should pick up another pteranodon too. How about over here? Before we hit the swamp. This is more Fioma country than Mosschop country. What's that parasaur chasing? A dilly? Alright, we've got to find a male. And sooner or later, one's going to wander into our base. We probably have a better chance of that than finding one flying around. There's that bird again. So I guess it's back towards our base because we're not having a lot of... Yeah, we're not having a lot of luck over here, are we? So we're going to go back towards where we know the Mosschop roam. come where I want when I want a baryonyx. I'm not even going for super high level tames yet or anything. I'm just building a little as we go and collecting what we need. What's that? Parasaurs everywhere. Is that a turtle? Nice to find a little baby Mosschops just, you know, chilling, hanging out. Got a Therosaur. Right when I run out of stamina, it has to be next to a Theri? Really? I can't see my stamina when I'm recording. That's okay, by the time he comes over here, we're ready. Don't need him to wipe out my only bird. Like I said, we are definitely going to have to come up with another bird. Alright. His stamina does really good, though. We've been flying around for a while. What is that? Lithosaurus, or whatever they're like, a Thorus, Lysosaurus. One of those Thauruses. Where the heck are the Mosschops? Jeez. Beaver Dam. Now by our Beaver Dam, we always see Mosschops, and I'm not seeing any. Till we get some new ones. Now we can set up anyway. We really need a male though if we want to get eggs. We can set up where we want to put them and make a little place to start a little breeding, and wait for a male to come in. But I would still rather just have a male right from the start. Nothing running around over here. No, we can't just do a whole episode and not find a male. We got 5 females now. Possibly 6, I don't know. I think we have 5 though. So, if we get a male, we're ready to go. We're gonna have to set up a little platform or something. We'll line them all up in a row, and we'll make ourselves a little egg-laying place for now. And we'll put them all on mating, and we can start making our kibble right away, because that's really going to be the only thing that we need. And there's one finally. Be a boy, be a boy. Medjool berries, that's an easy one. If he's a boy, it's been a great day. Be a boy. You son of a bitch, you're a girl. Why can't you be a boy? Oh, we got 6. Holy, level 82. We're getting some big levels, but we need a boy. Why is it so hard to find a boy? Okay, well, I'm not complaining. Well, kind of, but not really. Come here, you. I got 1 cryopod left. After this one. Is that my only one? Yeah, I got 1 left. We'll keep the medjool berries there because that's what, at least we're running into easy ones to tame. So we're gonna find one, and the one that we find that has babies, like I said, I guarantee that's the male. Back by our base, we might get lucky. I mean, we're getting lucky as far as finding Mosschops, but it's not going to help us if we don't have a guy. We need a boy. And I could end this episode with some nice Mosschops and ready to start a farm. We're coming up on an hour here. Looking around for Mosschops. It would be great if we could end it with a male. If not, well, it was still a good day. Let's try over here. seeing anything. Not seeing any here. It's getting kind of dark over here. Trying to look ahead. And of course we never find them down here. Very rare. Very rare do I see one down here. But up by our base all the time I see them. So we might luck out again. We already got 2 up here by our base. There might be a new one up here. There was still that one that wanted red mushrooms, so hopefully he'll wander back down to the beach. I'm sure he didn't swim to the swamp or anything. You know, he's got to be around. So we'll check our native beaches and our home turf. That's where we seem to do the best. And sooner or later, like I said, they're always wandering into the base, so we will find more over here, I'm sure. They're always like right here. They're running up into the raft and everything else. In the way when you're doing stuff. They like it over here. It's peaceful, that's why, and they're scaredy cats. So I built the base here. For the most part, it's pretty peaceful. Is there any on this side? Even? Nothing? Really? Well, we can just set these guys up and get them all ready for laying. And we could probably get a couple of eggs. And sooner or later we'll find a male and we'll be rocking and rolling with fertilized Mosschop eggs. I think if I put them on mating I might get eggs anyway, right? Especially if I pick up an oviraptor. I'm not sure, but I do know. I'm gonna collect that kite in there. Oh, that's just lovely when you do that. Jeez, where are you? There you are, I think. What the hell? Did see a dilly over there. Yeah, way over there. Couple of them. I don't know where this guy went. I hate when they disappear. And... what the hell? There he is. Hey, they. Alright. Come on, Willie. Well, we didn't find a male, but we sure did well getting females, and the females are ones that give us the eggs in the first place, so I'm still chalking that up to a really good day. So that right there will be good for this episode. We'll keep working on it. Hopefully one will wander into the base. That's probably how we'll get our male. I'm going to set something up and show you guys how we're going to start our little kibble farm with our Mosschops, and we can make superior kibble with those eggs. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. When you come back, I'll show you what we set up, or I'll set it up in that episode. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. S-Man out.